If we don't give information about our staff, then we may be banned and people will suffer because we are banned. Actually, a new issue globally. In fact, I personally was involved in leading a negotiation in Afghanistan in 1998 on exactly the same issue, the release of information about staff to the administrative authority. So it's a decades-old practice from humanitarian organizations. I'd like to clarify it because it does seem odd that you wouldn't provide details of staff. Although Hani, I think, has gone a long way to explain it, because included in these details were details of operations, who is being served, the sort of thing that we got threatened with the GHF, the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, not long ago. But staff details, what Israel has alleged, for example, with the case of MSF and 2 years ago, the case of UNRWA, allegations about being in touch with Hamas or whatever, which were never publicly revealed. The investigations were never, fed into an independent, proper legal inquiry. Allegations are made, and that was that. Now, in the case of UNRWA, there was a distinct and serious intervention and investigation by the UN, and no evidence was found, as the International Court of Justice later confirmed. And in any case, even if, in the case of MSF, that it was true that these two individuals had some links to Hamas, does that really warrant a banning of the whole organization with all the care that it provides for people in Gaza Strip? I don't think so. So it's a conventional part of humanitarian operations because you're operating in a war zone. One of the parties wants information about your people to check if they're on the right side. We're not going to get involved in that. We're not going to get involved in either party. We wouldn't give it to the other side either, obviously. I think it's a nonsense, and it's only very recently introduced. The impetus behind all humanitarian agencies is to deliver aid and to protect civilians and to save lives. That is true for these 37. It is true for the others who have not come into the numbers of the 37 who have provided such information. The dilemma here is this. If we don't give information about our staff, then we may be banned and people will suffer because we are banned. That's obviously true of organizations like MSF, like Action contre la Femme, like Oxfam and so forth, listed in the 37. So there's a real tension between the operational and the principle side. Humanitarian organizations also have a firm sense of history because it's similar issues everywhere. It'll be the same in Sudan, it'll be the same in Myanmar, it'll be the same elsewhere if we make these concessions here. Precedent is really important to these leaders of these organizations. And I'm aware of the issues because, as you mentioned, I'm on the board of the Norwegian Refugee Council, highly professional organization, now just being banned. The second thing is, what are they doing about it? Well, I think they're negotiating, because while the ban starts to be applied today, it will not be implemented for 60 days, as you've mentioned. And that provides an opportunity for extensive negotiations, which have gone on already this past many months, between the organizations and the Israeli authorities. There are ways to mitigate their requirement. For example, all agencies do extensive vetting of staff before recruiting them, especially in any war zone around the world, to eliminate these worries. And there are ways to maybe persuade Israel that the vetting is sensible, that maybe the things could be adapted to make it reassuring.